Well, good morning.
Hey guys.
And let me tell you, this is Good Morning Solar Eclipse Monday.
Mm.
They're talking about it on every news station. I guess nobody died in Houston because they've been talking about nothing but the
Yeah, like
solar
nobody
eclipse.
got murdered last night all of a sudden.
Solar eclipse.
Mm.
I chalk it up to the solar eclipse because um, on the show on Jimmy's show, Astute Tourist, as well as Eddie's show, the main topic was remember back when 2020 hit and people were taking toilet paper off the shelves? Well, they say that you should have gone shopping by April 1st for all the supplies you need like water, gas, all of this. And I was confused on Eddie's show. He said, "Why?" You
Yeah.
know, and then I said, "Why too?" Because I didn't think of it on Jimmy's show to ask why.
Mm-hmm.
And then controversial cruising came in and said the same thing, and I said, "Did I miss something? Is the world coming to the end, and we have to have uh, food for 2 weeks?" And they just gas for. I said, "Who's going to have gas for 2 weeks if they work?" They just went on and on and on.
We live in a disaster zone. We stay in that mode.
Right. And then Jeremy
I could say this: as much as Jeremy eats at Wendy's, he probably has gas for 2 weeks.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Three.
We have to keep our tanks above a half full at all times because gas does run out here on the island.
Okay, I'm telling you. And then we keep it full because of the fact
Yes.
you gotta go gas, Oh, gas.
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 Got gas. Bad gas.
You got gas.
Well, happy Bad Gas Monday, everybody, and welcome into the show. Go live together. We are your morning team for everything cruise and travel related, especially gas.
Gas.
I could solve the problem. Uh-oh, somebody's on location on MSC Divina.
Yes.
What's going on, man? Your studio switches every single day.
Every day.
I know.
My goodness.
Last weekend, over the weekend.
Uh-huh.
Seriously, when I got on this ship, I thought, wow, it's been a really long time since I've been on ship. It's only been like 4 weeks.
Right. It does.
But
It
I'm
does
like,
seem like that.
God, it feels like forever.
Well, that'll work. Welcome in #team replay. Thank you guys so much for coming in. And if you make it alive through the solar eclipse that is supposed to change the world from coast to coast, well, welcome in. And thank you for joining the show.
Pets. I heard on CME that crickets and things like that are going to be confused because it's going to be dark.
Right.
And they're going to think it's time to come out.
Well, the seagulls are going to eat regardless.
Yeah.
It will not affect us here on Galveston Island. The seagulls are relentless.
Yes.
They come in at night. I mean,
they do.
it's amazing.
And they make sounds when they sleep.
Mm-hmm.
They make
Yeah,
sounds.
so we heard a seagull last night out here flying around. We were pretty far from shore, so and I heard it and I was like, "What's that?" And Beth's like, "It's just a bird." And I was like, "Yeah, but no, on our luck, the damn thing will fly in."
Right.
into the cabin
It's
door.
supposed to be there.
I closed the door. I closed it really quick.
Well, it's a cruising pro tip. Keep your balcony door closed. Otherwise, you might have a gangster seagull come in and steal
We
your.
got gangsters back there.
Yes, we do. Oh my God.
Take your goodies for the morning.
Yeah, you thought New York was rough? You could get dive bombed by a seagull out here.
Out here, especially when
A couple of your pillows too.
Yep. Okay. So good morning and welcome in to the people in the live chat. First up is Yo Eddie Lugo Studios has made it into the chat. Hello.
Viva la raza!
Viva la Rasca! I have no sound effects today, people. I have my Stream Deck, but for some reason my internet connection is so slow I cannot connect to the server that is necessary to run my sound effects.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, PK Adventure Travels is next up in the chat, and they say good morning. Happy
What's
solar,
up?
Happy Solar Eclipse Day. I will be taking some pictures, but too bad we will only have about 60% coverage. And let me go ahead and address that. We are in Galveston, Texas, and while they say we would have had about 80 to 90% coverage here, unfortunately, we might not be able to see it because there's a lot of cloud cover coming in and bad weather. I was out before 6 o'clock this morning, and it was already raining. So I'm not too excited about getting outside to see this thing because it's going to be raining. You know me.
I don't think we're going to see it where we are. We're headed to Jamaica, so I don't know that we'll see it.
Right.
Back home, we probably would have been in that same window, about 90 to 95%. Erie, Pennsylvania, which is up in the northwestern section of the state on Lake Erie. It was in the path of it is in the path of totality, so it was going to have 100%. And I think, so down our way, I think we were supposed to be 90, 95%, but, I wasn't going to look at it anyway, okay? Because the last thing I would do is trust my eyesight and my ability to see to some cheap plastic paper glasses that were mass produced in China.
Of course. And then I was going to put the bird in the sky and get the sun's view of Galveston during the eclipse. It was going to be a good drone day, but not if it's raining.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even going out with it. Controversial Cruising. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up?
And I have a date in mind for you. It's going to be in May because Jackie is not going to be available until after April the 22nd. So there you have it.
All right. Well, that is, okay. Here we go. Here is a health update from our friends from the north. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures have made it in. First of all, welcome in.
Welcome.
And it says, good morning, everyone. Yesterday, I was in the emergency room for 6 hours and found out that I, Mike, have tendonitis in my left foot, and the healing process is a minimum of 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. And if that's Mike, you just got a job about a couple of months ago.
Stay off your foot, man.
3 months ago or whatever, Just
Mike, are you getting old?
I know, right? Oh, Jesus. Okay, hang on. Controversial Cruising says, get better soon, Mike. Hope to have you back on your feet as soon as possible.
Yes.
I herniated a disc in my back. I've never been in more pain in my life. My wife made me go to the emergency room, and the only thing they did there was accuse me of being an IV drug user coming in looking for something, because apparently IV drug users come into the ER late at night and complain of back pain.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So they didn't do anything for me there anyway and sent me home, and with a $500 deductible.
Yep. And Mike Arena says, thanks. They have me on naproxen for 14 days. Oof. Hey, here's the day of the day. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Leonard Family Fun came in. First of all, thank you for making the show and for keeping this list going.
Yes, please.
And she says, happy National Empanada Day. And we could stop right there because we've been finding some good empanadas. Even though it's not I wouldn't call it Latin. They're the Jamaican meat pies, and the Jamaican meat pies are really, really good. They got that flavor.
I was actually thinking to myself, when I'm in Jamaica tomorrow, I think I'm gonna get one of those beef pie things that they have there. I've literally never had one in my entire life.
They're good.
First time having them was on the celebration.
Yes, the empanadas on the celebration, and then we get the ones from the frozen food section here at the grocery store. So
because I'm in cruise mode,
having them fresh would probably be a better idea. It is also National Zoo Lovers Day. I love the zoo.
I love the zoo.
Yeah, I think I fit that category there. And nationally, All Is Ours Day.
Everything's mine.
That'll work. It's Monday. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Let's do this. This. I like that when people say that.
Journeys with June and Brady have made it in. Hello. Welcome in.
Welcome.
Good morning.
We're gonna be meeting them in Tampa. They're gonna be in the Carnival Paradise.
All right.
Tampa, Florida.
Ahoy there. Captain Billy J Travels has made it in. Good
Hey,
morning.
Cappy.
Also, Destination Fun said something about going to some restaurant when we go to Tampa.
We are going to. I want to meet at the Sparksman's Wharf, which is right there on port. It's right next to the ship. There's basically a bunch of containers. They're made into restaurants. I want to meet there. Hopefully, everybody could meet there Sunday evening around 6, 7. Eat something wherever you want from there. We should have a ship right there behind us. We could take something to the ship and everybody meet, and we could be there till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Also, Carnival Cruise addicts are coming from Fort Myers to meet everybody.
Okay.
Also, Destination Fun will be there to meet a bunch of us too. So it'll be a nice little group of all of us together.
That'll work. Controversial Cruising says, I have gas for 2 weeks, but it's a different kind of gas.
I like you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's me too. Kathy Bales, good morning.
Good morning, Kathy.
Kathy will be there also in Tampa.
Captain Billy J, Cheryl needs a gas mask.
I do.
Wait, the ship is not going to be there the night before.
There's going to be other ships.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll work.
No, I'm not worried about that. It was still there. We still take pictures.
Want a gas
mask?
I need one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Leonard Family Fun. When Bobby and I got married in 2011, actually before we got married, we would buy in bulk tissue, paper towels, laundry detergent, you name it. Why? It's just us two. Then 2020. We never run out.
We never run out either. I'm serious. I buy stuff. So when I do use it, I have the same thing, you know, or when I open it, I also got another thing, whatever.
Yep. Captain says, no, Eddie, no. I'm not sure what that was.
I call them a fake captain.
And yes, Scott has left the Eddie Lugo Studios and is on MSC once again.
Yeah.
Maybe I am. I don't know. This could be, you know, similar. This could be a similar setup to, you know, what had me in Eddie's house. So
perhaps.
You never know. No, I'm definitely actually on Davina for sure.
Oh, he should be at a Lugo cabin.
How you doing? And everybody wish Scott and Beth a happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you.
I wanted to be that third wheel in their room.
Happy anniversary
on the couch,
Scott
but
and Beth. Happy anniversary.
I don't know. I didn't get any invitation to go. I'm just gonna sit here and cry.
No, we were invited. We just didn't have a place to stash the kids.
Right.
Here we go. Backlash Fisherman says, I can't cruise with a balcony. I'd be fishing off the balcony. Yep.
Oh no, you get kicked off.
I know.
The light that you see coming in here on this side of the face is from the balcony.
Leonard Family Fun. Yeah, those seagulls in Galveston are something serious. I show much respect when I am there. I thought they were going to take my bags. I was putting in the trunk to inspect them for snacks. Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me tell you.
They will.
If you go to Moody Guard, I heard somebody on Eddie's show, I know it was, say something about going over here to the rainforest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go to the rainforest, let me tell you, and you want to go to the slide or whatever, and you take a hamburger, they will literally, if you're not paying attention and holding on to it, the seagulls will
swoop down and get it out of your hand.
Yep. So all I'm saying to you, all those people who want to go over there, you got to be street smart.
And if you come to the Rainforest Cafe, here's a parking update here in Galveston. You have to park around back. You cannot pull into the front of Rainforest Cafe.
He did that.
I did that. I was trying to deliver food, and I had to run to Rainforest Cafe. Well, there is a way that you can get into an area that is paved in front of the restaurant, but it's not a parking lot. Just FYI, you can't do that.
No.
Not even the owner parks out front. Cruising with Keith has made it in. Hello, welcome in.
Oh, Keith.
What's up?
And
he had a real good story.
Yeah, 69 people got kicked off the ship.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a part of our news stories this morning, but fake visas.
Fake visas.
Wow.
No.
I
Yeah,
have
that's
to put
amazing.
That down. I have to put the knitting down because Keith met 69 people.
Yeah.
I mean, we be watching your stuff just because you're like TMZ or something.
TMZ of the cruise community.
Yeah.
Hey, that'll work. Scott Smith, good morning, driving and listening.
Good morning.
And Mike Aranis says we are getting 30% coverage of the solar eclipse today.
That's nothing.
That'll work.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm not going outside.
That's like the sun going behind a cloud for a couple of minutes.
I'm not even going outside today. Cruising with Keith. If you had to do a cruise from Alaska or Italy, which would you pick?
Italy, because Princess. I'm sorry. I wasn't my turn. It wasn't my segment.
I'd go on MSC Opera out of Italy.
I would go on whatever Princess is going on, because that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a Mediterranean cruise, and we looked at, well, I did, and I gave him what it would be.
She said, "Here, price it."
And it's a 7-day, and I want that. I want that in my life.
So Barcelona to Rome.
So I want that
7-day cruise.
7-day cruise. So
yep.
Keith, Italy, hands down.
Good question. Cruising on the high seas
and travel
has made it into the chat. Hello, welcome in. Hey, Najuma Brown is in. What's up?
Good morning. Oh, I just put my yarn down.
Yep, Marita's Yarn and Crafts has made it in. Hola, how's it going?
And I'm making another blanket.
I like the doggy. That's cute.
Yeah, I'm making another blanket. I've already finished the one I was working on last couple of months.
Okay, here we go. Cruise Nuts has made it in. First of all, welcome in. It says, I have an awesome sunset drone footage of the NCL Prima posting today. Stay tuned.
I will.
That'll work. We love the Prima.
And I know if it's a premiere, I'm going to be late. I just know this. I don't have any concept of time. Like over the weekend, Eddie was really busy making out stuff and all of this. And I see it, but I'm still late. I don't understand how I'm late, but I watch it, like WWE. He got my attention when he had The Rock up there, because I said, oh man, Eddie done met The Rock. I said, let me get in on this.
I guess he smelled what The Rock was cooking.
No, WWE's coming to Philly. Mm-hmm.
Cruising on the high seas and travel says, here's another clue on my secret cruise. I can definitely confirm it will not be on the Booze Cruise 2.0, sadly. Well, wow. I thought we was going to have a dance-off on the Lido, man.
Yes.
Yep.
Too bad, too sad.
Will G, good morning, working and listening.
Good morning. We'll be with him on the MSC.
Yep. Midlife Travels has made it in. Hello, welcome in.
Good morning. I'm trying to sound like Obama.
I know, right? Morning.
Still not learning for our princess now.
Leonard Family Fun. Bobby, reason for buying in bulk is to save trips to the store, even though he does not go in. He pulls up and it is brought out. Hey, we do that with the Walmart thing too. It's like, yeah, we don't go in either.
No, we've stopped.
COVID has completely cut me off from people.
Yeah.
As if I wasn't like that
because a lot of people down here in the grocery stores are still wearing masks
and sneezing and coughing everywhere too. CNS Travel has made it in. Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Oh my God. There is so many really terrible coughs on this ship right now.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Be careful. Be careful.
Oh, hang on. I got to read this one first. Leonard Family Fun. Happy anniversary, Scott and Beth. Prayers for many more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For years.
Destination Fun. First of all, welcome in and thank you for this wonderful news right here. That Saturday, October 26th, there are 3 ships in. They usually leave between 4 and 5. That Sunday, the only ship to be scheduled is the Margaritaville ship.
Wow, I get to see it.
So we might be able to see the Islander
because we're
that late in the day. I don't know.
We're scheduled to arrive in Tampa at 12:38 that morning.
Yeah, I mean, everything is subject to change. But so far, our flight, it looks like it's going to be coming in midday around 12:30.
12:38.
So, yeah, we might be.
Since I will be in Orlando the entire week before that, I'm scheduled to arrive whenever I feel like driving down I-4.
Right. We'll be looking forward to that. Midlife Travels. Happy anniversary, Scott and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you ever hear Elizabeth's voice, let me tell you, it sounds like a fairy princess voice. Sweet voice.
Yes.
I mean, I've said this before.
It carries you like a boat.
Yeah, but it really is a sweet voice.
It is a sweet. I will give you that. It is a sweet.
Yeah, it's a sweet voice, and
unless it's mad at her husband, then it's not so sweet.
But you know what?
When
I can't even see it.
When it gets 77 degrees in the house, I imagine it isn't that.
Listen, I've had the balcony door open this entire time, and the air. There's not even a hint of coolness in the air. I am so happy.
Nice. And a Backlash Fisherman says, I miss filming a seagull trying to steal my lures out of my tackle box.
Oh, yeah.
These are gangster birds.
These are gangster birds out here. They will, oh my God.
Yep. Oh, here we go. PK Adventure Travels. We had a similar battle with seagulls on Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. They were dive bombing us and trying to steal our steamed crab and take our clam chowder bread bowl. Wow. Yeah. All in the food and everything.
And going back to the fishermen, let me tell you, out here, when we go fishing, let me tell you, this makes me so mad. I'll have a bite on the line. And do you know, they're so gangster that they don't bother the fish. Another fish, a bigger fish, they say, come through and get it and take it off and eat it,
Yep.
So, man, it's a rough life.
And I knew that they were going to get 100% totality. Midlife Travels is right in the path.
Yeah, they're in the path.
Hopefully you guys don't have cloud cover. I know that we're calling for cloud cover all day long. So, yeah, hopefully you can get your camera to look at it or something.
What's the weather?
That's what I would do. Just point the phone to the sky. Backlash Fisherman, North Carolina is supposed to have 75 to 88% coverage between 3 and 3:30.
Oh, but see, if they were in South Carolina, I would say, yay, South Carolina, they won. They beat Caitlin. That was a shock. Everybody had money on Caitlin winning that game. But South Carolina came through and busted it up.
Midlife Travel says, Cheryl, I am learning so much by doing the training for Princess Cruise Line.
I know. Let me tell you, once you finish, go to Book Me. You don't have to book nothing, but just go to Book Me. That's why we took it. And that's why we're taking our Mediterranean. Thank you. That's why we're taking that cruise on Princess, because Princess offers that, So, yeah. And I'm going to tell you another one. Take Queen Mary Cunard. Cunard gives free cruises.
Yes, they do.
And if you have a dog or a cat, you can take it on the cruise.
But your dog or cat needs a passport to sail with you. And you have to book that like 6 months way in advance for your animal to travel with you.
Yes, and wait till you get to that part where you have to put stuff in a basket. Is it Prime Plus Premium Plus or regular
Plus and Premium?
Yeah, that threw us off. It took. We even had
30 tries.
We even had an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And we called Scott and he didn't answer the phone.
Kathy Mills says, that's a tough question. Alaska versus Italy? I've been to both and will be returning to both. Alaska is about the natural beauty and Italy is about the history and architecture. Cruising Italy in September.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And Italy's got to be about food too, right?
Oh,
Right.
let me tell you, we did this. I'm sorry, I'm talking more than I ever talk. DB Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We watched them just on a fluke. It came up. They went on Princess Regal Princess,
Mm-hmm.
and they went on the Fort Lauderdale to Southampton cruise. Let me tell you, they ate. When Scott say the food, they ate a pizza on the go and some kind of chocolate pastry. They said that was the best they've ever had. They even got some French. They went to France. French whiskey, which I didn't know they were famous for that, but her husband bought that. And guess what? She got the apple cider. In France, apple cider is considered alcohol. Go figure.
Mm.
I might just get that and put the kids to sleep. How about it? Just kidding.
Midlife Travel says 124 days until our first back-to-back cruise.
I'm looking for a back-to-back next year. Trust me. I'm not scheduling anything for 2026 because Scott is going to take over and do a group cruise in 2026. And we're just, I'm not scheduling anything. So we'll be wide open when he
for 26. Yeah.
For 2026.
Scott McNeil has made it in. Good morning.
Good
Thank
morning.
you for that donation of fresh fruit in the chat.
Yes, I love fresh fruit.
PK Adventure Travel. Scott will never make it to Tampa then because no one will ever really feel like taking I-4. LOL. Go up and take 50 across to avoid that madhouse.
Mm.
See, I've never driven to Tampa. Now, I-4 in, like, say, Orlando, Lake Buena Vista, Kissimmee, that whole stretch of I-4 is usually a madhouse, no matter what time of the day it is. It's good to know that it does not even out or get better once you get, through all of that. I definitely will plan on an alternate route. Thanks for the tip.
Okay. Cruise Nut says MSC World America is on its float out. Just FYI. That's some fresh cruise news for your face.
Yes.
So we sailed past the new terminal they're building in Miami for MSC. And from the last time I was there, it's definitely come a long way. And there is this big, long kind of corridor that's just glass. It extends pretty far. And I was noting to my wife, I was like, that's gotta be to accommodate World America just because of how big that ship is going to be. Yep. But the terminal, once it's complete, is going to be the largest terminal in the Port of Miami.
Mike and Rana's Adventure says, my grandfather used to feed the seagulls French fries in Seattle on the pier.
Yeah, when you go on the ferry down here, which is free, you can take crackers. And you have a special place on the ferry to feed the seagulls. And you'll see people hold up their hand and the seagull will come and eat it.
Take it.
Yeah.
Yep. Cruising on the High Season Travel sent some sunrise photos this morning of
they did.
Where he is. That is awesome.
He did.
Okay. Midlife Travel says, Cheryl, yes, I will take that other training. I don't have a pet. The Mediterranean is our bucket list cruise.
That's my bucket list. And when I pulled up that training, after we had finished the training, I pulled it up and I saw it and I said 0. But yeah, it's 0.
Journeys with June and Brady. We leave for Alaska in 35 days.
Oh my goodness. I hope you see some bears.
And they're going to be on World America in April 2025. That dog will hunt right there. And we are all caught up in the chat, which you know what that means.
Oh, we stayed a long time in the chat.
Yes, we did. We did. Y'all keep us going. We really, really appreciate it. But now it is time for me to show you the visitor that we have in town today. and it is none other than the Carnival Breeze. I didn't see any sirens or any flashing lights this morning, so that was very good. Most of the time, we get to just see ambulances and stuff here. But today, if you are sailing away on this big, beautiful vessel, we are waking up to 72 degrees here in Galveston with 100% humidity, 11-mile-an-hour winds, and mist. I don't really know what that means right there. Your sail away forecast is as follows: 75 degrees of a high today and 89% humidity with 17-mile-an-hour winds and cloudy. We might get a little rain today, but yeah, it's overcast. We're not going to be able to see anything.
Tomorrow is the bad weather.
Yep. And then so that leads me to where are all of our ships? In Galveston today is the Carnival Breeze. The Dream is in Key West, Florida today.
On that 8 day.
Let's just let that sink in for a second.
I know. People need to take that.
Ooh. Oh, how I love Key West.
Oh, God, yes.
And at sea, we have the Jubilee, the Magic, the Prima, and the Harmony of the Seas. And finally, in Costa Maya, the Voyager of the Seas has made it to that long pier right there. That is the longest pier. Wow. Yes. And, Harvest Caye was a long pier too, but at least they had the constant golf carts going back and forth. Yeah. You didn't have to wait for a ride, I thought that was cool. In Costa Maya, I only remember that one mass person carrying thing that went across, but you had to wait for a long time for it to come. Yep. PK Adventure Travels, 46 days until our Alaska check-in is tomorrow. And we all splurged this time, and we are in a 2-bedroom owner's suite.
I know that's
nice.
Wow.
See, that's nice.
You better believe that there will be a room tour in the future. Hey, make it count.
Make it count.
Make it count. We want at least an hour of y'all in that room and explaining the differences. Service. Walk around, make it really count, because the owner's suite, we know that you guys paid dearly for that, and your viewers are definitely going to enjoy it. Just make it count.
Because we've been looking at everybody. I mean, everybody. People we don't even know, they come in the chat. They don't even be in the chat. And we've been looking at their videos.
James Cadney's, our shipmate, is in the chat, and he says, I am back done baking, Eddie. That'll work. And let's see, we are once again caught up in the chat, which you know what that means. It is now time for Jeremy Goes Bananas. And welcome to Jeremy Goes Bananas, the segment of the show where I attempt to read what happened on this day in history. Today is Monday, April 8th. And today, in the year 1838, the Great Western, the earliest regular transatlantic steamer, embarked on its maiden voyage from Bristol, England, to New York City.
Speaking of transatlantic in the chat.
The Great Western. In 1859, German philosopher Edmund Husserl, founder of... You got to help me with this one.
It's not my segment. I've been talking too much.
Phenomenology?
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's
phenomenology.
Good.
Phenomenology.
Phenomenology.
Okay. Yeah, that was a tongue twister.
Yeah.
In 1912, Sonja Henie, a Norwegian American figure skater who won the World Amateur Championship for women in 10 consecutive years and 3 gold medals in the Winter Olympic Games, was born. In 1913, the 17th Amendment, which called for the direct election of U.S. senators by the votes of the states, was ratified.
They need a cutoff period of their time in office. That's all I'm saying.
In 1920, Venus de Milo, an ancient statue commonly thought to represent Aphrodite, was found in pieces on the Aegean island of Milos. It was later reconstructed and put on display in the Louvre, Paris. In 1941, British fashion designer Vivienne Westwood, who, with her partner Malcolm McLaren, extended the influence of the 70s punk music movement into fashion, was born. In 1950, Jawaharlal Nehru of India
Bananas.
concluded.
I'm trying to tell you.
You didn't have your button, man. I thought I could get away with it. Concluded the Delhi Pact with Liaquat Ali Khan of Pakistan, providing for the safe passage of refugees displaced after the two countries severed relations in December of 1949. In 1973, Pablo Picasso, perhaps the most influential artist of the 20th century, died at the age of 91. In 1974, American baseball player Hank Aaron hit his 715th career home run, breaking Babe Ruth's record, which had stood since 1935. And in 1976, he completed his career with 755 home runs.
But it's somebody that's beat his record, I think.
In 1979, the final episode of All in the Family aired on CBS, one of TV's most successful sitcoms. It was known for its frank and satirical treatment of such topics as race, gender, sex, and bigotry.
Very good show.
In 1990, the first episode of Twin Peaks aired on television, and it won critical acclaim and a cult following with its unconventional narrative, surreal tone, and eerie characters. In 1990, Ryan White, who became a national symbol in the United States after he contracted AIDS from a blood transfusion given to treat his hemophilia, died at the age of 18. In 2003, it was reported that springtails, long thought to be among the oldest ancestors of insects, did not evolve as insects, but rather evolved from a separate group that was formed even before crustaceans and insects diverged. In 2013, British politician Margaret Thatcher, who was the United Kingdom's first woman prime minister and the only British prime minister in the 20th century to win 3 consecutive terms, died at the age of 87. And that will do it for Jeremy Goes Bananas. Oh my goodness. Okay, I missed a lot of chats here. Hang on. Boom, 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 boom. Controversial Cruising says, "This is not my segment, Cheryl. You are the best."
It's not my segment.
Midlife Travel says, "Hope you feel better, Mike." Yeah, and I thought you were lacking your button, Scott. Controversial Cruising, hashtag Team Cheryl. Boom. And yes, thank you for this donation of fresh fruit in the chat. Controversial Cruising. Scott McNeil, 10 days to my transatlantic Barcelona to Orlando.
Oh, please
work.
Let me know. Please, because I'm wanting to take off from Barcelona to go on this cruise.
Hey, we got more fresh fruit in the chat. It's a fresh fruit kind of day. Yep. Goldie has made it in. Hello, welcome
hey, Goldie.
in.
Scott doesn't have his, well, he has it, but it's not working.
Yeah, it's not doing too well, which leads me to next segment of the show, which means that it is now time for somebody to bring us the cruise and travel industry news.
And bananas.
Baltimore Port eyes April reopening. Cruise departures are uncertain. It says here, the Port of Baltimore has been facing significant operational challenges since the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge, following a collision with the container ship Dally. The incident caused the suspension of all the maritime traffic, directly impacting cruise operations. Port of Baltimore provided an update on April 5th that the efforts of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to reopen the port to maritime traffic are paying off. A temporary navigational channel of 280 feet wide and 35 feet deep is anticipated to be operational by the end of April. The full reopening of the permanent channel, which spans 700 feet in width and 50 feet in depth, is expected by the end of May. Currently, the port remains closed to all ships. The opening of the temporary channel in April and the main channel in May would be a significant achievement by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And initial estimates were that the channel could be closed for several months. An earlier opening would somewhat mitigate the already devastating effects of the suspension of operations. The port thanked everyone involved in the salvage operations and the efforts from all involved to return the operations as soon as possible. We appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this unimaginable situation. We thank all the incredible federal, state, and local partners who are working around the clock to make this happen. We remind everyone to keep their thoughts on the families that have suffered unreplaceable losses. Thank you for all the valued business partners for your continued support of the Port of Baltimore during this incredibly difficult time. The Port of Baltimore is an important maritime gateway and contributing significantly to the local and regional economy. The suspension of maritime traffic poses challenges to the cruise itineraries and the broader economy. The bridge collapse and the channel closure have forced Royal Caribbean and Carnival to make immediate action. Ships originally scheduled to sail from Baltimore, such as Vision of the Seas and Carnival Legend, have been rerouted to Norfolk, Virginia. Despite announcing a phased reopening of the port, the timeline for the resumption of cruise ship operations from Baltimore is still being determined. So very interesting that they seem to be ahead of schedule. We hope that they continue to to be able to, the timeline. I definitely have clients that a lot of clients in a group that are sailing in early May, and looks like they're probably going to have to go to Virginia. So moving on, search underway for missing cruise passenger in Mexico. Edmund Bradley Solomon and his family were enjoying a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise aboard Icon of the Seas. But when the ship visited Cozumel, the busiest port in the Caribbean, Solomon became separated from his family members and did not return to the ship before departure. The 66-year-old guest suffers from frontotemporal dementia with communication difficulties and struggles with complex processes. His wife, Mimi, notified the Cozumel police immediately after noticing her husband's absence and remained in Cozumel at a local hotel as the cruise ship departed, hoping to have word of her husband. According to the Mexico News Daily, a local taxi driver responded to an alert about Solomon's disappearance, reporting that he had picked up the foreign tourist matching that man's description. Solomon had hailed the taxi around 2:30 p.m. On 65th Avenue, which is one of the community's main streets, but nearly a mile from the cruise port. And it is not known where Solomon was last seen with his family, whether they were still in the port welcome area or had moved further into the town. A taxi driver said that Solomon claimed to have no money and instead traded his wristwatch for the cab fare to the beach. No information about where the driver may have dropped Solomon off has been released, but authorities have concentrated their initial efforts in the I'm probably going to say this wrong. This is a bananas moment for me. La Pasion island region of Cozumel's northern shore. At the moment, municipal police in Cozumel, as well as other local agencies, are involved in the intensive search efforts, including video surveillance resources in an attempt to locate Solomon. Alert also been sent out through social media to encourage community assistance. So a GoFundMe page has been set up by the family to help with the expenses of the wife who remains in Cozumel during the search. So I would just say personally, no shade on these people. I'm sure they're going through a very difficult moment, but I was traveling with a family member who had extreme dementia like that, they would be literally, absolutely literally
Leash.
handcuffed to me.
Mhm.
They would not be out of my sight for a moment.
Mm.
So, with that said, we hope that he is found and that he does come home safe and sound. So, and that's the way the news goes.
That's right.
And let me tell you, I'm with Scott. If I'm taking someone with me that has some type of mental issue, they have leashes. My daughter used to use them for her little babies. She had all boys, and man, she had leashes.
Mhm.
Even when we went on vacations and not on cruises, she had leashes. Um, I don't know. They didn't do that well, to let him get away. I don't know.
No, I mean, like that. I mean, I personally just can't imagine. And like, if I mean, I can see why they would want to take him. They probably, still trying to
Mhm.
enjoy their time. I'm sure they cruised a lot before that. So maybe they're just, still trying to keep that going. It's got to be a very difficult situation to deal with somebody who's suffering from something like that. But I just can't imagine why you wouldn't, like we said, leash them or handcuff them or something. I mean, it's you get sidetracked, things happen, but
Yes.
there's just no way I would risk something like that. And that's just me personally. So,
Yep. Michael Ann Spoiled Mama has made it in. Good morning.
Good morning.
And look, we got some subbing happening here in the chat, and that's what we want you guys to do. Connect with each other.
And how do they
absolutely.
connect?
Well, they connect by simply typing in the word #creator if you are in our chat, #ELS if you're in Eddie's chat, and #TMD if you're in the Mustard Drills chat. One of our muses, if you will, has shown up into the chat, and the reason why we do this connect thing in the first place, and it is none other than Tuber Chat. Thank you so much for coming in. And hey, you inspire us to do the same thing that you do, and you keep up the good work there, Kevin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, talk about like making connections. I mean, that's what Tuber Chat is all about, right?
All about
from promoting all different channels from all different kind of walks and genres, for lack of a better way of putting it. Just bringing everybody together, creating awareness and promotion of all YouTube channels.
Absolutely.
Yes, and that's the beauty of
we pretty much stay focused on cruising and everything over here. But if you want to meet some real good creators, real supportive creators, go over there and check out Tuber Chat. You might actually find
he's a shining example of what we should all be doing.
Yes.
Promoting each other selflessly, bonding and connecting and creating a community where, we all support and lift each other up rather than, the opposite.
Yep.
So.
Yes. And let me tell you, he does the cruising thing, but see, for me, I do all areas of YouTube. Spiders.
Yep.
I do, and I don't like spiders, but I like to see them talk about spiders. I do cooking. I don't cook, but
that's why we watch Tiffany.
That's right.
Yep.
On the TV to get the big picture of cooking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I watch everything.
We hope they find that man on Cozumel. Thank God it's an island, so it's not that big of a search area, but let's hope they keep that pushing. It looks like Globies Travels has a new
Travels.
Yeah, they have a new logo.
A new logo. I love it. That is awesome. It's got the little bee up there on the cloud too.
Yes.
That is awesome. Welcome in. Good morning. And let's see. Oh, Michael Ann, spoiled mama, says my father also wore a bracelet that had contact info in case he wanted off
You
on
know
us.
what?
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. That is a good idea.
Yep. Oh, snap. We got a hunger announcement from Georgia here. Eddie Lugo Studios says I'm still hungry. That'll work.
I'm gonna tell you
what's on the breakfast platter this morning.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me tell everybody what you did this morning. You went and got coffee. I said, "Baby, I want some coffee." Yesterday.
Listen to the order.
He went to some place and brought back donuts for everybody.
The Pink Donut
Sunday
House.
Before church, we always get donuts, and then coffee. But then this morning he left out, and Eddie, I feel your pain. I'm still hungry. I'm hungry because my husband went and got him a big old something and brought me back a senior coffee.
Here's the order. Here's the order. Babe, I want coffee. I got you. That was the whole conversation.
Okay, well.
I got you. I'll bring you back a coffee, but that don't mean that my little bag is not going to have a biscuit sandwich and a hash brown in it. Hey, you didn't order one. Your order included coffee and coffee only. So baby,
specific. So
baby gets what she wants. I'm a good husband.
I'll say that because Sherry sent me a link to a restaurant in Tampa. It's a Cuban restaurant. And I've been looking at that menu. It's like driving me crazy.
Oh, okay. So that's what you're referring to.
Send us the link.
Forward the link.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain Billy J has an update on Cheryl. It says Cheryl likes lizard videos too.
Oh no, I don't.
Yeah, but is that restaurant big enough for all of us?
I know. That's gonna be.
I don't know for how many, but yeah.
Yep. Okay, Globees is working on the logo and the banner. That'll work. Yeah. Always push forward. Absolutely. Okay, here we go. James Kennedy's, I carry info in my wallet. Even you never know when something's going to happen. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. All right, take it easy, CNS Travel. Thank you for coming in today.
Yes.
And the Bud Files have made it in. Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome in. Okay, so let me see. What is it time for? I think it is time. Now that you're looking at menus and food and stuff and things that we cannot have on the Carnival Paradise, why don't we tell people about the paradise?
Booze Cruise 2024, hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios out of Tampa, Florida. Ports of calls, Key West, Florida, Grand Cayman Island, Montego Bay, Jamaica, aboard the Carnival Paradise. That's it. That's all I have.
If you want to book a cabin, call Bruce at oceantravel.com and get your book going.
Oh, man. All right, hang on. Let me run the video real quick. Wow, that was a hot mess.
Booze Cruise 2024. Hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios out of Tampa, Florida. Port of calls, Key West, Florida. Grand Cayman Island. Montego Bay, Jamaica. Aboard the Carnival Paradise. Come join us for this great cruise, October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com.
And because there's not going to be that much
that's
food.
what I was said, right?
There's not going to be that much food, but there might be some good sangria on the ship where you can catch moments just like this. All right. Yes. I think Tinkerbell said she was going to cover the sangria. So,
okay.
We got that covered.
Yep.
I mean, I can't wait till the 2.0 either. That's our next cruise.
Yeah, too bad Rob's not going to be there.
Yeah, too bad. But
we're gonna get him to do the
next, and then before 2.0, we're going to Dallas in May.
Yep. Okay, James Cantonese, what cruise is this? Need to replay. LOL. Oh. Let's have it, Scott. Run it back once more.
Wait a minute. What? I wasn't paying attention. What?
Replay of the promo.
Oh my gosh. Booze Cruise 2024, hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios out of Tampa, Florida. Ports of call, Key West, Florida, Grand Cayman Island. Montego Bay, Jamaica, aboard the Carnival Paradise. And then there's, there's the Caribbean music, right? The oil drum, the oil drums.
Yep.
Beaver.
And then it's come join us for this great cruise.
That's right.
October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Contact Bruce at ocean-to-ocean-travel.com.
Yes. And here is what the ship looks like. I know that there's got to be more than what the videos show, but if you want a comprehensive and a really good ship tour of the Paradise before we jump on, go to Captain Billy J Travels. Okay. He did a really, really, really great job at touring that ship. He took his time.
Ship that he's on.
He took his time and he explained where everything was and all of that. I just didn't see that much on there. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Kathy Mills has answered Scott's question of the day, which is, let me see. What's your favorite port to sail from? Kathy says, Miami is a beautiful port, but San Juan is still my favorite. We sailed after dark, and the view along the coastline with the city all lit up was amazing, and a big festival with music was going on.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
And I agree 100%.
Yeah, so my favorite port has mostly always been Port Canaveral, right? It's easy to get to. There's a lot of diversity in itineraries and ship options. So it's always pretty much been my favorite port. Although I am quickly falling in love with both Brooklyn and Manhattan cruise terminals.
Mm-hmm. All right. Eddie?
San Juan, hello.
Okay.
Okay. Around it.
Moving on.
For me, because this is just me, not him, but just me, my favorite port used to be Miami, Port Canaveral, in that order. No more. My favorite port is right down the street, 10 minutes away, and that includes parking or not parking. If we're using an Uber like we did before on the Prima, it's an easy breezy. And plus, why this is my favorite port, number 4 port in the United States, let me tell you. Listen, we're getting MSC next year. I don't have to take Florida.
And we're going to be on it.
NCL, we're going to be on that.
Yep.
In December. So we're getting the ships. So I'm here to stay. I don't know if I'll ever get on Royal because I have been looking at the Jubilee. We haven't been on the Jubilee yet, but we're going to get on it.
Yep. We've been looking.
You have
looking.
been.
And
I was going to say, Cheryl's going to say the one that's like 10 minutes away. Right? The only problem, come on, seriously though, like you can only go to Western Caribbean. Right? There's zero diversity in the itineraries from that port.
Regal Princess will take me where I need to go, way out there. So
right.
I'm good.
And we got the Carnival Dream, the 8-day cruise, but never minding the ports, my favorite embarkation experience was still in Miami. Okay, we stayed at the Hampton Inn, Blue Lagoon, Miami Airport South. Okay,
easy.
That connection and that transportation, everybody having all their ducks in a row, and they knew what they were doing. They knew what we were talking about. They spoke our language. Okay, it's like coming out of Port Canaveral. this lady, it took us like 8 phone calls back and forth with this lady in Cocoa Beach. And it's like, we're coming from here. We need to get to here from here. And then we need to get from your spot to the cruise port. Simple. We thought it was simple.
In fact, we canceled. I did.
Yeah.
I canceled everybody's reservation without even telling them. I canceled everybody's cruise hotel reservation at that hotel and found another one in Cocoa Beach.
You know, I may have misspoke on Captain Billy J's video. That might have been the Glory before we got on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been the Glory. I think I misspoke on this one. But if you got a Paradise ship tour out there, put it in the chat.
He's been on the MSC.
Well, I can say this too, right? So, like, for Port Canaveral, I usually rent a car, right? So I'll fly into Orlando, rent a car, whether that I'm staying a week or just a night. I'm renting a car and returning it in Cocoa or in Cape Canaveral, right? And then the rental car agency always operates a free shuttle over to the ship from their office. I usually rent from budget. But in the future, when Brightline builds that station that's only out near the coast and it's only, I think they're building it in Coca or something like that. So it's only going to be like 8 miles from Port Canaveral. Then that's definitely going to shift for me because it's always a little bit more expensive to rent your car at the airport, but return it to another location. So I'll be able to actually rent my car with returning it from the same location that I picked it up at should make it a little bit cheaper. And then I'll be able to just take the Brightline since there's a Brightline station at the Orlando airport, I'll be able to take the Brightline out to the coast and then just Uber it over to the ship. And of course, vice versa. At the end of the cruise, Uber it over to Brightline back to the airport. So I'll no longer have to take GoPort either from Port Canaveral out back to the airport. So I think it's going to work out way better for me in the future. I cannot wait for that all to be in place so that I can, go through the whole thing and bring you the vlog on it in 2050.
That is correct. So we'll be sitting on the park bench until then, awaiting for the Mustard Drills cruise vlog.
I just wanted to answer Goldie's message here really quick. I do have another video on that channel, on the Unlikely Beak channel. It should be coming out on the 15th. So
that'll work.
And I wanted to say that I'm not picking San Juan because it's the land where I was born. I picked San Juan because of the history of the city, the history that you see as you get there and as you get out. Galveston is a nice port because it's very easy to get in and out, but there's nothing to it. Miami is industrial, but at nighttime, all the lights from the city and all that makes it look very nice. But Puerto Rico, no matter day or night, no matter what time you get out of there, that's the history you're looking at. I mean, going in, you get to see the castle as you're going in. Is the first thing you see. I never seen that place from the ocean view to look at it from that angle. I mean, I was very impressed. Like I saw it for the first time ever when I went there back in 2020 on the Bliss. And, once we parked there and did our thing and went around the city and came back, I mean, it was an awesome, deal for me. And even though, I'm in my 50s when I made it there on a ship. I run around. I've been on that castle so many times, run around like crazy when I was younger and all that. But even then, I get a hell of a like a view of it, like, wow, look at this thing. So that's what I look at, what can you get out of it?
That castle, that castle is huge. I love it.
Yes.
All right. PK Adventure Travel says, I love the Paradise. We have been on it 5 times. Since it was going out of Tampa, we jumped on it a ton. I have not been on it in a few years though.
Okay.
So
too bad they can't join us for it.
I know.
For 2.0.
I know.
I think they have a lot of other things planned and stuff like that. So too bad.
Michael Ann. Okay. Miami is good. Miami has all of their ducks in a row. Galveston does not necessarily. So it's not going to be a spectacular sail away, just like the Miami skyline and stuff like that. We have one or two skyline buildings. That's
just
it.
one.
See, for me, I look at it from a practical standpoint, right? Miami does have a lot of options. The problem is that the costs of getting to Miami and staying in Miami is insanely expensive.
It is,
right? So that makes it unpractical. For me, Port Canaveral not only makes it, for me, I think it's the most practical because, like I said, not only is it convenient and easy to get to, there are reasonable, transportation options, plenty of, reasonable accommodations for, pre-cruise stays, as well as a huge diversity in itineraries and cruise line / ship options, right? All size of ships in and out of there to all itineraries. In my opinion, it really is the best of all of the options.
Right.
So.
Captain Billy J says New Orleans for me, but Mobile might be for me next as it's only an hour away.
Yeah, I would take an hour away.
Yeah. I mean, I like sailing out of New Orleans too. That was nice.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Kathy Mills, I forgot about how amazing it is to sail away from New York City with the city views, the Statue of Liberty, and under the Verrazano Bridge.
Yeah, Verrazano is that's a pretty cool sail out. Like I said, I'm starting to fall in love with the New York sail out. Just, and for me, it's an easy train ride too. 2 hours on the train and I'm there. So.
Right.
Miami does.
Miami's got a good view.
Yes,
it really does. That full beach and, all of that. Absolutely. James, I have a magnet for Eddie. We got another round 2 on 2.0 with the magnets. What's going on with the magnets, man? We need to know.
You're not going to be getting some pineapples on it, so.
You scare them because Clark was putting magnet pineapples upside down on everybody's door.
We got pineappled also.
Everybody was on the
yes, we did.
Cabin crawl.
Journeys with June and Brady. My favorite port is Long Beach. Within 10 minutes, we were checked in and on the ship. We need to go out of Long Beach.
We'll try it.
Long Beach is on our list.
We'll try
to sail out of. I hear what we're saying about the East and the Gulf Coast, but rarely do we hear about the West Coast. Here's a good one. Tampa is an easy port. Been there. James Cantonese. That'll work.
Really?
And something else is happening here in the chat. We got to play this right here.
Hey,
we got
a super chat
from you
and you
and you.
Thank you.
There's Tina.
That hair, I tell you.
Yes.
I love that hair. I love it.
Hair lives forever.
My Jesus.
Yes, it was the Glory.
Okay,
that's what it was. If you're going on the Carnival Glory, head over to Captain Billy J Travels channel and check that out. He went all the way upstairs in the theater. I mean, it's just comprehensive.
And
that's where we learned the Glory from.
as well.
Yep. And
there's something to be said though about ship tours, right? It ruins the surprise, the intrigue, and the mystery.
I just do it so I can learn how to get around.
Yes.
I got it, but I mean, like that's all part. Like last night, that's all part of the ritual for us. Like last night, we strolled the Divina, a little bit, and learned where some of the things were and stuff like that, or whatever. It's for me, it's all part of the experience,
right?
So.
Hey Eddie, Cruise Nut said the Premium Sunset video is posting at 5:30 p.m. Central Time.
You got to make another change on the list.
Yes, sir. All right. Midlife Travel says Carnival Glory was our second cruise back in 2019. We enjoyed that terminal. I'm sure that it has changed since then, leaving out of NOLA in August 2024.
You'll like it.
It's nice.
They do people with.
And I knew he was going to be here.
Places.
The Z Show Cruise Fund says, good morning, content creators, getting ready for the eclipse in the greatest state in
Texas.
That's
Texas.
Right, baby.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be here today.
They do you right. They put everybody that has some type of issue with walking. they put you in a room away from everybody in glory. So,
oh, snap. Here we go. PK Adventure Travels. Believe me, we tried, but with my work, I have to bid on vacation 1 year in advance. Like we know what what we want a year ahead of time. Just could not get the week off.
Yeah,
Terrible.
Yep.
Hang on.
Oh, Scott, I want to ask you this question. When you go to a government building, like for the county, or where you going to get, what do you call that? Jury duty.
Yeah.
Can I take my knitting needles and knitting?
Probably not.
The
needles, I think, would be deemed kind of potentially dangerous.
Right.
Bah humbug.
Captain Billy J, at the end of my live streams, I play video of the fort as sailing away from San Juan. Yeah, we do the same thing here with the morning show. That's definitely a part of the opener, and that is a beautiful sight to roll up on. Eddie was not lying about that. Traveling on the beautiful blue seas has made it in. Hello.
Hey, Justin.
You made it through your birthday successfully. That'll work. Kathy Mills, Billy or someone needs to make a new ship tour once the Glory returns from dry dock soon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
What's his name? Scott McNeil will be in it. He's flying Monday to do a transatlantic from Spain to Orlando. So he should definitely have something.
Is it Orlando or NOLA?
To Orlando.
Oh,
yeah, he's moving.
Is it repositioned?
Yeah, I think it's sailing into Orlando.
Yes, it's
nice.
It's moving.
Well, that will work.
I think when I sailed the Glory, it was from Orlando. So,
well, that'll work. Eddie, who is coming on for the remainder of the day on YouTube, good sir?
Right after us will be Mayhem and Miracles, sometime around noonish today. 3 p.m. Mona did what? Premiered by the Bud Files. Bud Light.
What's going on?
Listen. Less filling tastes great.
That's right. So Bud Files.
Banana.
Around 5 p.m. Cruise Nelson premiere 6:30. And also Alisa's Adventures at Sea in cruising, 7 p.m. Half Luggage World Travel at 8 p.m. And closing the night tonight, 9 p.m. tonight, Tuber Chat with Connect and Grow.
Mm. We might go into Tuber Chat and check it out, see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds yummy.
Always
needle, knit 1, purl 2.
Yeah. Eddie doesn't even drink anymore. Yeah, these are banana statements that he's making, not drinking statements.
Yeah.
Yes.
I go out and drink.
But we all know who does.
No, don't even.
1, 2, 3, go. I was so ready to get up and dance.
Get up and dance.
That's right. With the rollator.
No, I'm going to jury duty.
I'm
going to jury duty. So I've got to figure it out.
That's not jewelry duty. You're not going on Temu. That's actual jewelry.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to wrap my mind around Cheryl being taller than you on camera.
Me neither. I now feel y'all's neck pain whenever you look up.
I thought the camera was supposed to add pounds or weight, not height.
Not inches.
No, I grew.
No, she's still sitting on a rollator. That's the deal. All righty, y'all. Well, thank you so much for coming in to join the show. Scott, enjoy your sea day.
Bye, Beth.
Yes. Thank you for the pre-show, Beth. That was cool. She was telling us about the temperature in the room and the way that they're battling this. Okay, she's on the side of the room with the air conditioner, and Scott is sitting over here by the balcony door, which is open. Okay,
yes, with the sun.
Yeah, and so he's feeling the heat, with the sea breeze coming in, and she's still got the AC on the other side. So well played, Beth. Well played. We love
She's
it.
a winner.
Yes. That's how you win right there.
Enjoy your anniversary.
Absolutely.
Don't make no babies.
Mm. Yep, it's baby making weather.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
We want babies.
Well, until
As old as I am, that would be a grandchild.
I know, right?
I don't know. Somebody became a daddy of how many thousand of bees lately?
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, go over to Unlikely Beak
Do that.
and check Scott out because he's
Yep.
got a hobby that no one knew about.
And the channel tag name is at the Unlikely Beak, all one word. And you be sure to search YouTube for that and check out the channel.
And beak is BEEK, like beekeep.
Yep.
It's short for beekeeper.
Beekeeper.
So
Right.
BEEK.
Yep. All righty, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining in the show. Tomorrow, we will be back with another fresh episode of Go Live Together. Until then, y'all take care of each other out there. Take care of yourselves. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And never, ever forget, we love you and good morning.
Good morning.
Bye.
Mwah.